Today I take on the challenge of playing 6 Terraria clones. And yeah, it's going to be a tough challenge because some of these are pretty garbage. But I will play up to a certain point of the games until I get bored or I can't play it anymore. And I'm also going to summarize while I'm doing it. At the end of each game, I'll rate it onto a tier list and we'll see which one at the end of the video is better than all of them. Enjoy!
So I started this journey trying to find the perfect clone that will be just as good as Terraria, and I came across this Terraria platformer game. Now, from the looks of it, looked like a Terraria game, but was it gonna play like a Terraria game? So what did I do? I clicked play, and pretty much what this was having me doing was, it was a platformer game. So for me, I thought it was gonna be like that one game where you kind of jump up and, dodge things, but it was not that. It was kind of like almost a Geometry Dash type of ripoff Terraria. Editing toast here, and while I was editing this, I found out that pretty much Terraria is a platformer game. So I'm gonna cry now, but you see me getting bullied here for a little bit trying to figure out everything. I do die quite a bit. That's just how it be. And I learned how to wall jump a little bit because I'm just gangster like that. And I kind of get to this one part and I'm honestly lost because I'm dying over and over again and I'm just not having fun. I thought I was low-key playing the tutorial, so I go ahead and I click skip and I end up actually just skipping through the game like this. Eventually I beat it and it says thanks for playing. For part 2 exclamation point. It's whatever. This game, it was not it. So, and with that, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to give this one an F tier status. So let's go ahead and let's move on to the next one. So yeah, man, this next one, it's something. It is something. So of course I had to venture on Roblox to find this one. Roblox has some pretty decent ones, and I came across this one called Terraria Expedition, and it is honestly exactly as it says. So I booted up. It's got the almost Terraria, loading screen. I go into a world 1, really have no idea what this is. I'm loaded in and I'm on a boat. And there's a Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson for some reason sitting there giving me that stare. I'm looking through my tools, I got the basic copper stuff, the copper short sword, all that jazz. And this is probably the most random Terraria game I've ever played. And it honestly keeps getting worse. And I'm walking through, you got the basic furnace, you got the workbench and the anvil, looks like Terraria, feels like Terraria. I go to get my daily reward, get a bunch of ruby, blah, blah, blah. This is boring. I'm gonna skip to more fun stuff. But one of the first things I noticed is the arms dealer. You see him, Jamal, he's looking quite pretty. Almost looks like his counterpart. And then I also see the guide, Levi, he's looking fancy. And I also see the nurse, Wooga. And after exploring that dumb little town, I see the Crimson, and I'm a Crimson enjoyer, so I go there straight away. And so far, it's feeling quite bland. But I do come across a face monster, which honestly looks more terrifying than the one in base Terraria. I mean, I have no words, man. I have no words. Then I make it into the snow biome, and I do come across this, a satanic symbol on the ground. Don't know why that's in there. I don't think that's in base Terraria from what I've seen. And as I'm walking, I get run up on by a nice slime. And honestly, it doesn't look too shabby. And then for some reason, I run up on that dude from Demon Slayer doing the default dance from Fortnite. And I'm confused. Don't know why this is in here. It probably explains why there's 0 players playing this game. Then I make it to probably the most mid jungle map of all time. Like, I thought it was the forest at first, but no, this is the jungle. Watch out. And then I'm in the plains and I come across what I thought was a courthouse, but it's actually the dungeon. I would have grinded out to, fight the old man or Skeletron, but I really didn't want to sit here and play this game because I had no idea how to play it. And yeah, so I don't even know where to begin with this game. Honestly, that Terraria platformer was better, so I'm just gonna have to put this one right behind it, and it's gonna go in F tier. Now this one takes the absolute cake on being probably one of the best ones I've played so far. It is, of course, a Terraria clicker game. So, if you play cookie clicker, idle clicker, I don't know, just any type of clicker, you're going to enjoy this game very, very much. And I ended up spending around 2 hours playing this game just to see how far I could get. I was having a blast. Now, I'm not going to lie, getting started was a little slow. I had no idea what the I was doing. I mean, it should be self-explanatory because it says Terraria clicker, but I was having a rough old time. But man, yeah, you sit here, you click, you get resources from killing, the things, the slimes, zombies, grasshoppers, and you can actually upgrade your swords, and you can go
decently far. You can get to in-game level on this game. I unfortunately didn't want to sit there that long and get to in-game level, but I was still having a blast anyway. And you know, you got your little guide right here. You could upgrade him. He'll auto damage for you. It's pretty nice. And it does get a little spooky wooky during the nighttime. It gets a little scary. And there is biomes you can go to. I made it to the corruption, which it's decently far. Yeah, but for being a Terraria clone, this one is decently, or by far, like I said, my favorite out of them all. It was really nice experience. I had a really fun time. You also got a little bit of blood moons, and you'll see right here, I think I fought King Slime, Deer Clops, and I do apologize, Wild LMAO, because I did kill some of your penguins. That's my fault. Rest in peace. But yeah, I had fun with this one, and I'm gonna have to go ahead and I'm gonna give this one an S tier status on the tier list. Now let's move on to the next one. So this next one, I'm not gonna lie to you, it was pretty trash. Like this was probably one of the worst out of all of them so far. It was called Terraria Bosses, so I thought you would get to play some bosses, but no, in this clone, you literally, I could only play as King Slime, and you could click and make noises, but my audio kind of, you know, shit on me when I was recording this. But yeah, and it also takes you through different zones of each of the bosses. Still pretty ass. I'm gonna have to go ahead and rank this one the worst of the worst and put that bad boy on F tier. Now this next one, this one was actually really good. Like this was, if you wanted a Terraria clone, this is the clone to play. It looks like Terraria, it plays like Terraria. I mean, you spawn on I'm assuming a preset map. You can mine stuff, you can explore. I mean, you can't explore that far. There is barriers. I went and tested it. I was able to build a little bit, and I also went mining, and I, you know, found some good stuff, but it is a very, very, very short-lived little clone. I mean, if you don't have the $5 to, you know, pay for Terraria when it goes on sale, try this one on Scratch. Literally just Terraria scamped is what it's called. I hope that's not a bad word, but I'm saying it anyway. But yeah, I'm gonna have to go ahead and I'm gonna give this one an A tier on the tier list because it was pretty decent. I actually had a good time playing it in my, 10 minutes of playtime. So yeah, on to the next one. So for our last little Terraria clone, I found this one. It was also called Terraria Boss. I don't really know what to think about this one at all. It wasn't great. It wasn't bad. It was mid. It was mid. Basically, you pick a certain thing, and I'm surprised there was even people playing this game. Like, I had to scroll down a little bit for this one. There was 4 or 5 of us on this shit, but we ended up picking the underworld, and we went against the wall of flesh. I had a dinky little bow. This guy had the star cannon. He was absolutely, you know, shooting up the wall of flesh, but it was fun. You know, you got to run away. Terraria 3D if you want. I don't know. I know there's a Terraria 3D. Maybe I'll cover that sometime soon. But yeah, we did it. We ended up killing them, and that was game. I didn't want to stay for any more because I didn't think it was that enjoyable. It is what it is. And for this final one, I'm gonna have to rate it a B on the tier list. And with all that said, we have reached the end of our journey. I hope you guys enjoyed. Please feel like subscribing. I'm really trying to get to 50K before the end of the year. But yeah, I'll go ahead and I'll see you guys in the next one. Deuces.
Empress of Light, you are such a baddie. Empress of Light, you are such a baddie.
What you